Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Leal in this incarnation. Today, I wanted to talk about the perception of reality and how that is linked with who we are at the present moment. And when I'm saying who we are, I'm not talking about our essence. I'm talking about all the baggage we bring with us, the baggage that we didn't, let go, and the masks we are still holding. And I think this is very important because actually the reality is all about perception. When you see a post on social media or a video or something like that, and you pay attention to the comments, you're going to see that there's many opinions so different about the same thing. And that's why people are seeing things through their glasses. The perception is like a window, a glass window, and I think the process of evolution has to do with the fact that we are starting to clean that perception in order to contact to the reality with a more clear vision. And I think as clearer we see the things, as much as we see ourselves, because we are the co-creators of this reality, and we are the people that are observing the reality and modifying it that way. So many times when many of us, when we start this spiritual path, of course we have like a black window, and we have to start to do the labor. So the level of consciousness is not something that we can hide, it's not something that we can control. Control, it's not the best approach for me to this process, because it's important to witness our behaviors. It's important to witness our emotions, our thoughts, but control is different, because control is like I'm trying to force myself to be something that I'm not, in order to other people see me more spiritual, or or more aligned. And I don't think that's the path. The path, it's about being ourselves, and being willing to make mistakes and learn from them, and to understand that all of us, we are learning. So the perception is very important. I'm going to put an example. Months ago, I saw a post on social media that was talking about teenagers, and the post was about that the teenagers were a lost generation, and there were a lot of photographs of teenagers that were on drugs, or doing something that wasn't good, and I mean, what happened to me when I saw that post was, I'm not agreeing with this, because I don't think that they are a lost generation. I am not denying that there's a big portion of the society that could be unconscious and disconnected from their spirituality, disconnected from themselves. But I see a lot of kids nowadays that, they are like master kids, and they are teaching them parents, and they're, I mean, teenagers, that's the part of most chaotic of our lives. They are trying to find something to belong. They are trying to find themselves. They are trying to be separated from their parents. And I mean, that post, what emanated to me, and I am not saying this judging that person. I'm just saying this what I perceive. For me, that post was emanated from a lack of responsibility, because I mean, teenagers are still, they are not kids, but they are not adults either, and they are our responsibility. And if they are a lost generation, it's because we did something wrong to them. I don't think they are that, but I don't think we have to put all the loads on them and say things like that. And I think this happened in all the times, the teenagers always are a lost generation, but many of them are people that are changing the things, are changing the programations. So we cannot put all those people in the same bag, for me it's not fair. But what I wanted to say is that I saw that post and I didn't perceive that reality as that person was. And I am saying this because it's very important to pay attention how we are perceiving things. Because, for example, if I believe, I'm going to put a weird example, but if I believe that only blondes can have a good job, only blondes can make their dreams come true, and then when I'm trying to align myself to the job of my dreams or whatever, I am going to look for situations and things that confirm my perceptions of reality, So I am going to say to me again, okay, so only blondes are able to do this. I have black hair, I cannot do it. So it's very important to pay attention to our perceptions of reality, not only because we can make or say things to others that are not very aligned with love, because many people, for example, it happened to me, say things that were really like insulting or were having a lack of respect totally, and always we have to pay attention why those words are hurting us, of course, or why we are not liking those words. But many times that experiences come only to have compassion for people who are treating us like that, because that's the way they treat themselves, and it's very hard to live with a person. I mean, we are living with ourselves 24 hours, 7 days per week, and those people that are treating others like that is because they treat like that to themselves. So that must be very hard, really. And when I am talking about compassion, I am saying this because many times compassion is something very, very difficult for us, not only to practice with others, but to practice with ourselves. So we cannot give anything to the outside that we don't know how to give to ourselves. So compassion is a very, very, very good practice. And when I am saying compassion, I am not saying we have to not put healthy boundaries, or we have to tolerate everything, not from the other people and neither from us, from ourselves. It's important to put our healthy boundaries to us too. So I'm not saying we have to tolerate everything, but it's compassion about, okay, this person is perceiving this. We have to analyze it again, because many times I already told you, behind the critic could be something that it's valuable for us to change. But many times people are criticizing just because they have too much time and they don't know how to put their energy in something that is creative. So I think the best way to approach those situations have to do with this compassion, and to understand that those people perceive us that way because that's what they are seeing from themselves. And projections are things very, very usual in social media, a lot. This is what we call actually projections, and all of us we do that. But many of us, we are doing the labor, the inner work to understand when we are projecting and trying to not be reactive, trying to not hurt others with our words because we have, trauma behind. I think this is very important because this is the part we are taking responsibility. And I am saying this about perceptions of reality because many times when we are meeting new people, this is very important because we don't have to be we don't have to know them and go very far to understand what they are emitting. I mean, if I am meeting a new person and we are talking and that person is constantly criticizing others, that is talking about that person. Or if I am talking with that person and that person is always feeling that many people cause them deceptions and they are in the victim role, okay, that is talking about that person. I'm saying I experimented deceptions myself because I was in an illusion and because I was in denial of the reality. But when we take responsibility, we understand how we denied the red flags in many people. So I'm saying this because it's very important to choose the people that we are surrounded by because they are fractals of us, and that could turn in nutrition or that could drain us. So we can perceive the perception of people by hearing what they are saying and how they are acting with others. This is very important. So okay, I just wanted to talk about this thing, and I think the most important part is to pay attention to the perception we have, because many times could be very limited, and we have to do the labor to change it in order to get a better reality. If I have the perception of men are always dangerous because I had that experience with my father, let's suppose, I am going to attract that. So perception is very important because it's talking about what we have inside. So I'm finishing the video here. Thank you everybody, and see you tomorrow. Ciao ciao.